I've been around a long time. I'm just a farm boy from a mill town in Oregon. But I've served, and I've served, and I've served, and I've raised 10 children. 8 my own, 2 adopted. I got 15 grandkids. And yes, my kids, 6 of them, my first 6, were taken away from me at one point in time. And I fought and I got them back. And ever since that time, I've been helping families keep their kids. I've been in over 2,000 courtrooms. I've studied history for 50 years and the law for 30. Okay? And I've been in over 2,000 courtrooms. I've proved things in federal court that many people don't even know exist. Like how you're all being trafficked right now. There's 3 kinds of trafficking out there. 3 kinds. Yeah, there's the adults, the hookers and johns that we all know about. I wish they wouldn't use the term trafficking with that group. Although, many of them start off as children. But when it comes to children, children are innocent. They're innocent of everything. And it's up to the parents to recognize things. And many parents don't recognize what's right under their nose. Okay? And they don't recognize it till it's too late. These books, these thick, heavy documents, that's just my presentation. I have boxes and boxes and boxes, Rubbermaid containers of evidence that we've collected, my little team. My little team that works off all volunteer, all dollars, $25 from you and $50 from you and $100 from you, and me going around the country and putting on seminars to raise money to stop this. And there's probably nobody in the country that knows it better than I do. Because I get 35, I won the hearts of the mothers and fathers in this nation first. And I get 35 to 100 phone calls a day from mothers and fathers. David, can you help me get my kids back? And it's heartbreaking. Okay? And just in our court systems alone, I brought back more than 3,000 children through our courts. I gather and collect evidence all over this country. I've been in 13 states and 27 cities since April. Okay? I'm everywhere. And the reason I'm telling you this is all this stuff is happening right under your noses, just like it was happening under her parents' nose. It's happening right under your noses and you don't know it. I'm going to ask for help, have her roll this out. Now I'm going to get into trafficking. Just had to say that. Sometimes God leads me around by the tail and he just changes what I say right in the middle of it. But we used to know about a little child trafficking ring here and a little child trafficking ring over here and a little child trafficking ring over here. And we'd find these little rings here and there and everywhere. And then I met a victim who God placed in a position her whole life that every single thing she did, every job she had, every school she went to, both of her relationships, tied all the trafficking rings in the United States together as one. I know where all the rat lines are. I know how to get kids in and out of countries. I know what's underground and what's not. I was just called by a judge a few months ago who I'd given a presentation to about 4 years ago. And she called me and she told me, she says, David, you remember that presentation I had you do? I said, of course I do. You spent a fortune on it. She rented a golf and country club. And she put her credit card down and she paid for meals for everybody that attended. And there was about 150 people. She paid for everything, including me to get there, and my hotel, my rental car, the whole works. And she says, David, do you remember that you told people in that meeting, you told, it was a room full of, there were judges and attorneys and mothers and fathers with kids, CPS workers were in the room. And she reminded me, she says, do you remember you told people that the Third Great War, the Third World War, that's predicted in the Bible, will start in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it'll be the first city to burn? And I said, yeah, I remember that. And I asked her, I said, do you know why I said that? I said, because Minneapolis, Minnesota has all the underground tunnels all over underneath that city. It's called the Devil's Caverns. Look it up on the internet, Google it. It's been one of the most evil places for centuries. God's going to destroy that city first, and he did. He burned it down. They might as well bulldoze downtown Minneapolis right now. There's nothing there. They burn it all. Okay? This country is about trafficking. You guys are trafficked. I can punch in your birth certificate number or your social security number or your military ID or your college advanced student ID into a computer, and I can show you what companies are buying and selling you today. Ask Bill Clinton. Look at his executive orders. He took out a big agricultural loan on all of you. All mankind, with arms and legs. He took out a big agricultural loan. Then he declared bankruptcy. I'd like to know what he did with all the money. He used it for child trafficking. He set up one of the biggest systems in the world. The Bushes did too. I guarded President Bush Jr. And he helped set up the trafficking. And then President Obama helped again. He helped with Obamacare, a medical tracking system. So a young lady can go into her gynecologist for the first time. She can be told she's pregnant. He puts in a 5-digit code. He doesn't think nothing of it. They're all just compartmentalized legal idiots, as everyone is. That's the way this whole system works. They compartmentalize you, so you just know your job. I don't care if it's a police officer or a politician, or a doctor or a nurse, doesn't matter. You just know your job. When I put all of you together, I can show you how you're all helping to traffic children. Makes me sick, okay? And we're all part of it. I didn't know I was a part of it until I really learned this business. They estimate it's a $30 billion a year industry. 8 million children worldwide, 800,000 in the US. 50 children a month in Arizona go missing out of the system every month. That means CPS can't even find them. They don't know where they're at. 86% of the children trafficked in the United States are not trafficked the way she was. They're trafficked through Child Protective Services. 86%.
That's right.
I wish I had a whiteboard to draw some things on in a day or so to teach you about this stuff and how to be free. How to be free of all this. You can be. You can be totally free of it all. We can solve every one of these issues once you know what I know about child trafficking. We can solve government, we can solve roading problems, we can solve it all. And I met with President Trump and Melania and William Barr to teach and educate them this. April 22nd of this year, William Barr had me teach a group of young attorneys at the Department of Justice. I don't have a law degree. I studied the law for 35 years, and I don't have a law degree, and I would never be a member of that organization. Absolutely not. 90% of trafficking comes from the Bar Association. That's right. I know, I'm gonna mess with your mind here, and I'm gonna piss you off for a reason, okay? If I had a whiteboard, I'd write vampires at the top, and I'd draw a line under it. And then I would write wolves underneath that. And then I'd draw a line under it. And then I'd give you a few more categories, but right now I'm gonna talk about vampires and wolves. Everybody loves the vampires. Here. Well, don't you guys roll the hole, you did the whole on. All right. You got the Weinsteins and the Epsteins, all these ones in orange, they're gone, okay?
The ones in orange?
The ones in orange, they're gone.
What does that mean? Does that mean you shut them down? Like they've been shut down?
Well, yeah, in one way or another. Okay? You got Weinstein, you got Epstein, that's enough. Just, they're both in orange there. The evidence that I turned in is the reason they got picked up, okay? But you got a lot of others on here. You got police officers, SWAT team leaders, judges, attorneys. There's almost always a fairly young, 40-ish, beautiful attorney involved in trafficking in an area. She's well-liked, she's well-respected. She's got family court judges, all part of it. A lot of the organizations that pretend to rescue children, shall I mention names? I could go on with names. I really didn't want to bring up too many. But let's take UNICEF for an example. Their biggest fundraiser down in Hollywood, LA, every year. Start looking on the internet. It's about as satanic as you can get. Baby cakes, blacklight events, the people wearing $1,000 designer dresses and horns. It's very satanic. Oh, what evil does to righteousness is they hold up a mirror. And if they're a pedophile or a trafficker and you start investigating them, they're going to hold that mirror up and they're going to go, oh, it's him. It's not me. It's him. And they'll download porn to your phone. They'll give you a criminal background you didn't have. Believe me, I have to have all that stuff removed all the time because I got a price on my head. Okay, they want me bad. So they shoot at me occasionally. All right, poison me occasionally. They keep trying to kill me and God won't let me die.
Amen. Amen.
We literally have people on this list you probably know, that you probably respect, that they might be in your community. I don't want to name names, but they're here. They're people, if I said them, they're on the news every other day.
Keep this out there so that people can take a closer look at it. I know.
Yeah, please put it up.
Yeah.
Is that possible, you guys?
Please put it up.
Please don't take any pictures of it, okay? There are, the pink squares are victims who I have in safe houses right now, okay? Don't take any pictures of it. You're welcome to look at it. Every name on that list, I have dossiers of. I know everything about them. I know their family, their email addresses, their phone numbers. Okay? I know how to get information. When she said that they knew where she was, they know where she was all the time. But we know where they are too. Okay? And they're right here in your cities. They're in Phoenix. They're everywhere. You don't realize what a network this is. You don't realize what a network this has been built on or how long it's been going on. People haven't talked about trafficking. It didn't meet the forefront. I remember under Reagan and then Clinton and Bush, man, we tried to get anything done in the trafficking world. I've been doing this since 1989. There's nobody that knows this better than I do. And under most of the presidents we've had, one reason, because later we found out a lot of them are involved, nothing got done until Trump. President Trump put out a proclamation asking we the people for help, and I said, I'm just the guy to do it. And I answered his call. And then he listened to what we had to say, and he started writing executive orders to help us. And he made child and sex trafficking an international crime. Let me tell you how important that is. The Department of Justice are trafficking children. Now, I'm not just going to say they all are. In every organization, you can draw a circle, write the name of that organization in it, and draw a great wall of China right down through the middle of it, and half are good and half are evil. And I don't care what organization it is. Somebody mentioned the FBI a little bit ago. I've got evidence where they've come into a city to solve a bunch of child murders, and they bring in their best forensic teams in their suits and walk in with confidence and go up to the sheriff and intimidate the hell out of him and says, we're taking over and we're here, we've got all the resources, we can do it. And they come in with great fanfare and they're on the front page of the paper. And they start interviewing people, and then they find maybe a auto mechanic's handprint on the trunk of a car, and he goes to jail for 30 years. Well, I have their cassette tapes from their interviews where they have the confessions of the murderers on tape. And I drive by their house and they're out mowing their lawn. We're out on their boat. They don't want to stop that. Why? Okay, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Who is the FBI? Do they have a corporate charter to even exist?
It's the female body inspectors.
Yeah, well, worse than that. Okay. Leave it to him. By the way, this is Mr. Shields Fair. He is just turned 80, former Navy, former intelligence officer, probably single-handedly saved the world and is the reason you're all sitting here today.
David, I just have a quick question.
Sure.
You move on to the next speaker. Is there a way, this is a leading question because I actually know the answer to it, so you just help me with it. Is there a way that I can learn more about this?
Yeah.
You go around the country and you do these 2-3-day seminars, and sometimes it goes over my head a lot, and you explain to me that there's a way that I can begin in a condensed version. How do I do that? Yes.
I gave it to you. End of August, I did a seminar in Utah, and the person that put it on, her husband, worked with KSL television station in Salt Lake, and he brought in $1 million equipment, and he recorded me, and he edited it professionally, and he put it on a thumb drive, and I stuck a bunch of my files and folders and a few books that people should have on it, and I sell these for $80, okay? And you can contact Jody and get these, but that's one way. I wasn't here to promote myself. I'm not good at that.
I asked them.
I know. I'm just not good at that. I don't care about money. I don't care about money in any way, shape, or form. What I care about is honor and justice, and our Justice Department hasn't had any for a long time. But President Trump installed a man named William Barr, and William Barr is here to take down the bar. And I know I'm out of time, but you're going to start seeing the heads of departments go down, and you're going to see changes being made that are going to make this world a better place, if we can keep it. Okay?
What if the president doesn't get elected? Is it still going to happen before he would have to leave?
Okay, let's talk about what happened today. He had a rally. There were 360,000 people at his rally. Joe Biden had a rally. What was it?
600.
Yeah, 600.
670 people. Okay. Where's Biden's boat parades? Shields?
In the bathtub.
Jody and I drove up the freeway. We had to go somewhere earlier this morning. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Trump flags coming down the freeway. Hundreds and hundreds. Where's Biden's?
But they're going to cheat and make it look like he won.
We don't care. See, this is where blockchain and our quantum voting system are going to come in. Mail-in ballots, they're not even going to freaking matter. Okay? Now, can it get up and in place fast enough? That's the key. That's the key.